What's up, Scoops? Today we'll be talking about Merlin Season 5 Episode 6, so as always with my Merlin videos, if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything spoiled for you, peace out, go watch it and come back. If you have seen it or if you don't care if anything's spoiled for you, then let's go. First, I have some rapid fire things to get off my chest, and then we'll actually get into the point of the episode. First off, I loved the Queen Mab character, but I didn't understand why she said it wasn't a real place when it obviously was. Is that some metaphorical thing? Was she just speaking in rhymes and riddles to annoy us as well as Merlin? Or is it something real that's coming back later? Second, how does Arthur know the way to everything? If it's mythological, if it's legend, if it's supposedly not real, but it might be real, maybe possibly. He has no map quest, he has no Google Maps, yet he always knows. How? For you people who ship Gwapple, I was really glad they gave you something this episode, that he was dreaming of cheese that tasted of apple pie. So I hope you enjoyed that. Adetomi Way did a really great job this episode and has this season as well as last, so I was really sad that he had to go. Hopefully they'll find a way for him to come back as well. But that moment was kind of tempered for me because I was still wondering about that sword that Morgana enchanted. A sword that was enchanted to fight to the death, was stuck in a piece of wood and didn't try to wiggle its way out or anything. Just the second it was stuck in wood, like its feelings were hurt or something, so it was just defeated. It was so weird. I was glad that we got more magic from Merlin and more magical creatures in the form of Queen Mab, but again, that was kind of tempered for me by the fact that all of a sudden Merlin could suddenly lead them through the forest. If that were me, I would be so incredibly ticked off at him. I'd be like, okay, apparently you love Gwen just as much as the rest of us do, but yesterday you let us wander through the forest, cutting down branches and cutting ourselves, but today all of a sudden you are leading us through a relatively quick path and we're out of the forest in under an hour. I was like, are you serious? And the only person who actually commented was Percival, who just said Merlin was a genius. But how is Merlin a genius when he wasn't yesterday? It makes no sense to me, and if I were there in that situation, that would tick me off that he did nothing for an entire day when Gwen was with Morgana, which is an incredibly dangerous situation to be in. Now all of a sudden today he's like frickin' outdoorsman extraordinaire who can follow any path and get them through super fast. I would be so ticked off at him and no one said anything, which leads me to believe that they know about Merlin's magic, which upsets me because if they really honestly know about Merlin's magic, that when he stressfully and agonizingly tells them about his magic, their response is going to be, yeah, I already know. When we are waiting, we've waited 5 years for him to tell Arthur and the rest of the world that he has magic, and if the response to that is just, yeah, we already knew. Like, that's so anticlimactic and so freaking annoying, and I really hope that that's not where they go. But it might be, because there was another point when they were in the tower in that pressurized room and an arrow came towards Arthur's head, Merlin diverted it, and Gawain obviously saw, because otherwise he wouldn't have gotten out of the way and gotten Leon out of the way of the arrow. Again, nothing was said. So I feel like they already know, because it's so obvious at this point, like they're not even trying to pretend like nobody knows, that it seems like everybody knows. It's really weird and really annoying, and I hope that that's not the direction that they're going in. Again, I love the Queen Mab character, and I really hope that they bring her back, even though she's annoying and frustrating, but I feel like in a good way. However, her mentioning that one of them would not come back, I feel like is more along the track of ticking Merlin off once again, like another one of those little pinches that they keep giving him. Because telling him ahead of time that one of his friends is going to die immediately makes him fiercely protective of those people. And then the show putting him in a position where he is not able to stop that or even fix it. Absolutely horrible. And again, more along the line of ticking Merlin off. So excited to see what he blows. I did not like when they were approaching the tower and Merlin fell down that embankment and had that final destination moment with the sword. It was just like, we need some suspense right here, so we're just gonna have you pointlessly fall down this embankment and almost get stabbed in the face by this sword. I feel like it was someone's favorite movie and they just wanted to do a little tip of the hat, but it came from nowhere and it led to nowhere, so it ended up just being weird. Now for the actual point of the episode, which was Gwen's brainwash, which I thought was absolutely brilliantly done and brilliantly constructed by Morgana. Usually she would just attempt to do a spell. Now this way she used a spell to affect a person in a real way. I thought that was brilliant. It was classic Stockholm Syndrome. I actually made a video on Stockholm Syndrome. If you haven't seen it, click right up there. Absolutely brilliant to put a person in a horrible situation and then just be that light spot, be that light, beautiful, happy, kind person in a horrible situation. the only thing the brain can do is latch onto that happy part of that terrible situation. This episode also showed that Angel Colby and Katie McGraw are right up there on par with the absolute acting awesome of Colin Morgan and Bradley James. They did such a beautiful job this episode. This could easily have been without their amazing actingness and a completely boring episode. I feel like those two saved it. And I absolutely love the fact that they decided to turn Gwen that way, with the anticipation that that was the way it worked, that she's been brainwashed, except at the last moment when Morgana definitely thinks that Gwen is hers. Gwen still pulls away and says, no, I will never be yours. I will never join your side. So that leads to the thought process that maybe possibly it is a spell. Maybe in the next couple episodes Merlin will figure that out and he's able to undo the spell that Morgana has done, if it is a spell. Now we have to ask the question, will Gwen ever come back? Because it might just be a spell that Merlin is able to fix and, you know, we go on with the happiness. Or it's fully a brainwash and Gwen might be on Morgana's side now. Because, I mean, according to legend, Gwen eventually leaves. In the legend, it's usually with Lancelot, but leaving is leaving. And it might be Arthur and Merlin against one's friends and the other's family. So very interesting storylines if they decide to go that direction. I don't know, but I do have hope for next week seeing Merlin as Dragoon, which I would love to see Merlin's level of anger this season with Dragoon's craziness and what fun that can bring about. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode. Did you agree with me? Did you disagree with me? Were there points that I missed? Everything down below. The background picture today is the picture I took at church yesterday in Pennsylvania. They were honoring the veterans because yesterday was Veterans Day, but today is the day we honor it by having everything off. So yay! That's a holiday in America where we honor war veterans for people who are not in America, just so you know. I was also recognized by one of you when I was at Starbucks, which is the first time I've ever been recognized outside of VidCon, so it was really awesome. I'm so sorry if that was you. Like I said, I'm new to being recognized, so I didn't ask your name or your YouTube name or anything. So if that was you, tell me in the comments below as well. You guys rock out loud. I love you so much. My scoops are beautiful, and I will see you on Wednesday.